Welcome back to Astral Awakening. I'm Jay Hughes,
Liquid Heaven.
Liquid Heaven. Today we're going to be talking about 3 ways to instantly raise your vibrations. First of all, we should talk about what we mean by raise your vibrations. What do you have like? What are your words on vibrations?
Oh, that's hard to put exactly into words. It's kind of a frenetic feeling, sometimes a little overwhelming at times, hard to focus, um, but usually pretty positive feeling also.
So vibrations. Talking about vibrations, when I referring to vibrations, I'm kind of like referring to your emotional state, essentially, like where your emotions are at. So everything is vibration. Everything in the universe is vibration. We're just vibrating at a much denser vibration than air and radio waves. But thoughts are vibrations, emotions are vibrations, words are vibrations. Everything is a vibration. A lot of people don't think thoughts are a thing, but thoughts are actually a thing. And every thought that you have goes out as a vibration into the universe. I mean, that's how you're creating your reality. But vibration where you're vibrating would be your emotional state. So you've got like sadness, anger, they're like lower down in the vibrational chart. And then at the top of the chart, you have love, peace, joy, and enlightenment at the top. And so, depending on how you're feeling, when we say raise your vibrations, we mean raise the way you're feeling. If you're having a harder day and you're feeling sad or frustrated, those are lower vibrations, and you want to move up into joy, peace, love. And that's what we mean by raise your vibrations. So,
Sort of higher up your chakra, right?
so no, so okay, it does tie into chakras though. So chakras. So a lot of times your negative emotions will actually be tied to an imbalance in your chakras, and what you can do is so this isn't technically one of the ways to instantly raise your vibrations. This is more long term work on things, do self work. But when you're a child, everything from basically everything that you know now in your reality, it was absorbed between the ages of 0 and 7. Because between the ages of 0 and 7, you're totally in theta state, and you're just absorbing the realities of your parents, the people you're around at school, and with that, that's where your idea of reality comes from. And then you carry a lot of the negative beliefs and negative energies from your childhood into adulthood. And as you start to change rapidly, you know you've lived your whole life, and a lot of the negative energies that are like that you have within your life, they're on autopilot. You're not in a place where you can even be working on those energies, so they're just kind of like pushed down in there. You don't even know they're there. But as you start to change, like a lot of people on the planet right now are changing, having white light moments like we've talked about, and you go through a phase of just insane change. Well, during that change, what happens is you start to like things start to come out. So
Your whole body changes.
yeah, and so these negative energies start to surface, and you actually have to work on them. And then like life becomes like this journey of working on this, almost like a ribbon of negative energy that you have throughout, and just all the work you do is always amazing. But one thing you can do, so say you don't have enough abundance in your life, say you don't have enough happiness in your life, or say you don't have enough happiness, abundance, and so happiness, wealth, and love. If you don't have enough love in your life, which a lot of people are going through times that are single times right now, you can actually remove, you can start to recognize patterns in your life that you like, whether it be maintaining debt and that's affecting you with the wealth side of things, or if you find yourself in relationships with kind of the same kind of person over and over again, and you anything that you see in your life that's a repeated cycle, you can start to look at that and find out, well, what does that cycle come from? And you can sit down and you can get to a nice meditative state, calmed, and you can actually ask yourself, what is actually you can whatever's bothering you. Okay, so you imagine light coming in from below and above you, and then you imagine expanding that light out, and then so you breathe in, full deep breathing. Imagine light coming in from above you, light coming in from below you as you inhale, and then as you exhale, you expand your light out. And then you ask yourself, so where do I hurt? Like, how do I feel right now? Whatever that emotion is. And then you can ask yourself, what is the earliest memory I remember feeling this emotion? And you're just asking basically your higher self or your subconscious. And you know, sometimes you will have a thought just right away, like a voice come into your head and answer the question. And sometimes it takes some time to get that. But yeah, sometimes it'll just be a feeling or a memory. But you ask, you know, what's the earliest I remember feeling this feeling? And it'll bring you to a memory. And then it could be something about like, I don't know, money's evil. If you're on the money one, just love is hard. If you're, you know, just whatever comes to mind, and then you can say, well, what is the earliest I remember? Like, who did I hear that from the first time in my life? And you can, like, you'll hear it and it'll be like, oh, well, I remember mom like saying this thing about money when I was like 2 years old, and you can be like, my mom totally is not qualified to tell me anything about money because she's not good at managing money, and you can actually like transmute that energy and work on it. But anyways, so enough of that. How to raise your vibrations instantly. Three methods. First, if you're taking notes, take notes. It's always better to take notes. You're going to retain more.
True.
Breathing. Breathing is everything. You breathe with your abdomen. So all the way in, all the way out. With each breath, you can even say, with each deep breath, focusing on breath, you can even say, do I feel as much of this negative emotion now as I did before? And you won't, because you're breathing. It's just like the way the world works. And then you breathe and you focus on breath until you are actually at a point of peace. You just keep breathing and you will slowly let everything go that you have going on right now. Then step number two, or second thing you can do them individually or you can do these in order together. If I start getting like a lot of negative thoughts, or like I start kind of like going downhill and like worry or fear, I'll do the breathing, and then I'll do number two, which is gratitude. Think about what you're grateful for in life. So like, what do you have to be grateful for right now? Because if you remember, and you'll hear me say this over and over again, what you focus on expands. Where you put energy in, or where you put your thought, energy flows. And so think about what you're grateful for in that gratitude. You know, it's not going to be like an instant shift. I don't know, maybe some of you will have instant shifts. I'm like not as sensitive to like those shifts as a lot of people are, but that gratitude begins to expand. And then the third thing is be solution focused. Think of a solution. So what is your fear? What is your worry? What is this thing you have going on right now? Now, say, like, is this, if it's not something you can solve at all, then there's really no reason for you to be worrying about it, and you probably know that already. But if it's something like,
if I can do something about it now, then do it. If I can't, then don't worry about it.
yeah, like, it's money. If you're like, I don't have enough money to pay my bills, instead of focusing on, I don't have enough money to pay my bills, change that over to, what can I do to get money to pay my bills? Solutions. Think solutions.
And just start believing that the money will come, and you'll start looking for the opportunities.
Yeah, you need to trust the universe. But again, focus on that. Solutions, because when you're solution focused, what you think about expands, and being solution focused is the fastest way to change your life, really. So those are the three ways to instantly raise your vibrations.